Further on to tonight's
Thank you.
agenda. Thank you, Council. Further on to tonight's agenda, where I am. C-1722, John Farrell for Variance to construct a 3-unit, 3-story residential structure on the premise number 36 County Hills. The applicant representative here.
Mr. Chairman, good evening. For the record, Christopher Harrington. My law office is at 21 McGrath Highway, and I represent John Farrell, also known as Sean Farrell, the owner of this property. This property is located at 36 Town Hill Street, just off of Copeland, up the hill from Copeland. It's a proposal for a 3-unit development on a lot that exceeds 10,000 square feet of land. So this is a 3-unit project by right based on the Residence B zoning for this neighborhood. This project complies with all the dimensional criteria for a project in Residence B except the FAR. So we're here for one variance FAR. 0.4 FAR is allowed, we're proposing 0.56. The reason why the units, why the FAR is calculated at 0.56 is because we've designed this to have the first floor of the building to be a 2-car garage, so that we have 8 parking spaces for the 3 units. So each unit, the entire first floor is a 2-car garage. In Residence B, you have to count the garages in your FAR calculation. So that's what, these units are not huge units, but when you include the garages, that's what's throwing the FAR calculation over 0.4. This property has ledge in the back. It has changing topography. The topography changes from 89 feet to 64 feet. There's an elevation change from the street to the back of the property, as well as ledge at the back of the property, which has to be removed in order to create the space to put in this building. So the site conditions create a financial hardship for this lot, which is why we're requesting this variance for the FAR. With me this evening is Brian Donahue, who's the architect. He designed this building. He's going to explain to you what these buildings will look like and what his design is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Brian Donahue. I'm the principal of Donahue Architects, 21 McGrath Highway in Quincy. The board that I have here are the development that Chris just presented to you. 3 townhouse units on Town Hill Street, and the concept is sort of perpendicular to the street with a single drive into the 2-car garages underneath each unit. Towards the back of the site, we have a retaining wall, which will either be a retaining wall or ledge itself for 2 guest parking spaces in the back. As Chris mentioned, it meets the dimensional requirements of the bylaw, and we're looking for an FAR variance, which is required to be 0.4, and we're 0.56, which is the difference between a 1,900 square foot unit, including garage, and a 1,400 square foot unit, including garage. So to meet the bylaw, we'd have less than 900 square feet of living space. So having said that, we've designed these units with a 0.56 FAR. They're actually quite small because obviously we're taking the garage space into consideration. The first level above that is really an open plan with living room, kitchen, dining area, and a half bath. And upstairs we've got 2 full baths and 2 bedrooms. So it's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath building for each unit. And off the living space we have our little porches that are second into egress to the back of the site. The total height of the project from the first floor elevation is about 30 feet, which is 5 feet less than the requirement for this particular zone. And we've just tried to give the building some character and have it fit in with the neighborhood. A lot of pitched roofs, gables, siding of undetermined manufacturer at this point, so it'll be a carbon siding of some sort.
Plywood?
Clapboard. Clapboard.
That's nice.
Very simple, double hung windows, architectural shingles, very straightforward. This is the view from the face as you're looking at the 3 units with the garage doors, with some dormers and bump outs and bays to give it a little bit of character. And then at the back facing the 3 units that are contiguous to this is the elevation of the back, the little stairs for egress to get out from the living space. This would be the representation from Town Hill Street, section through it showing the garage, living space, and how it fits into the roof. So that's, in general, what the architecture of the building is. If you get this in with the neighborhood, we think it's a reasonable proposal, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may
And
have.
that is brick in the garage?
Well, I think that would more likely be a different color siding. So we'll just try and give it a base, a middle, and a top, just so it's got a little bit of differentiation and it's not sort of a single mass of siding. I think it'll just be a coloration change.
Yeah. Any questions?
I have none.
Garbage, room enough in the basement, self-contained, in the parking, self-contained for unit by unit, no dumpster.
Well, I think we'd probably do self-contained.
Yeah, the units will have individual roll-out barrels that they can put out on trash day. Mr. Chairman, when we designed this site, the one thing we were shooting for was to build the number of units that's allowed and not seek a variance to put more units on the property than what's allowed. But also, if you notice on the setbacks on the property, the front yard setback is 25 feet, which is what's required. The rear setback is 33 feet, so the back of this building won't be terribly close to the people who are behind us on the other street. And our side yard setbacks are 30 feet and 17 feet. So the minimum setback is 13 feet, so even the side setbacks significantly larger than what's required. We also have Michael Joyce here this evening. He's our civil engineer. He's done a fully civil engineered site design with drainage and infiltration and all of that. If you want to hear from him, that's fine, he's here. If not, it's an infiltration system that complies with everything that our city DPW is asking for.
And that's what the DPW will make you do, right?
Yes.
And fitting the washes and that, I think, we all know. That's the, two down from that. Who built the ones 2 down from that? Was
A
that
developer named
same-
David Bowering built units right next door to this.
Well, there's one house in the middle, then there's, right?
It's right next door.
Oh, it is right next door.
Yeah.
Of course, well, there's a house they were ripping down, that's right.
The house in the middle is this one, it's coming
Yeah,
down.
yeah, it's coming down. Okay, now I got it. Right.
Has there been any contact with the neighbor,
The backpack.
no, not in the backpack, but the next residential house going like down on Town Hill? Looking at the project, it's be over to the John Burton.
Yeah, Sean has talked to John.
Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak in favor? Anyone want to speak in favor? First call, second call, third call closed. Correspondence. A letter here from DPW.
Look at that, designated reader.
Zoning Board of Appeals, Richard Sang, March 7, 2017, 36 Town Hill Street, case number Z17-22. We have reviewed the submittal for the above referenced project and are commented as follows. Drainage, modify the grade at the entrance to collect all the surface runoff to the catch basin.
29.
2, locate the soil tests on the plan. The minimum depth of the seasonal high water table, bedrock and/or impermeable layer should be 2 feet from the bottom of the chamber. 3, how the runoff from the roof will be connected to the infiltration system. 4, include the area drained to HydroCAD
That's
model.
down
5, apply for a stormwater connection permit from the Department of Public Works before construction. 6, the proposed infiltration system violates the setback requirement for the property line and building foundation. 7, confirm which hydrologic soil group will be used, A or B. 8, the maintenance plan shall be recorded at the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds. Water. 1, perform water flow tests with the city's water department. 2, cut and cap existing water service at the connection with the mains. 3, there are some crossings on the proposed water and sewer services. Are there any measures to protect the water pipe from the contamination of proposed sewer pipes? Sewer. A record plan does not show sewer mains in front of this property. The layout of the proposed sewer service should be revised. 2, cut and cap existing sewer service at the back of sidewalk. 3, all abandoned structures should be removed or filled with dense grade and stone. General. 1, install stone or concrete survey monuments to delineate the public right-of-way. The monuments shall be set by a professional land surveyor and be installed prior to the acceptance of as-built plans. 2, confirm the house number to be used with Engineering Division, Department of Public Works. 3, upon completion of the project, as-built plans showing all utilities, building footprints, reference bounds, and benchmarks defining the total site, facilities, and rights-of-way need to be submitted along with a digital file. The as-built plan shall be stamped and signed by a professional land surveyor or professional engineer. Further information is required, please advise.
And I have another letter opposition here, if we could read that.
Very well.
Not the comments on each thing, I wouldn't read the full of the blurbs.
This is from Evelyn Bryan, 30 Town Hill Street. I'm against granting a variance for 36 Town Hill Street to Mr. Farrell. My reasons are, as a next door abutter, I think the project is too large for the property. My quality of life will change if Mr. Farrell is allowed to build a 3-story structure so close to my single-family home, where I've lived for over 50 years. I cannot imagine opening my back and seeing a large 3-story building so close to my home. Why Mr. Farrell needs to build a 3-story building in this neighborhood? He has built one 3-story building at 44 Town Hill Street with a variance a couple of years ago. As far as I know, Mr. Farrell has never lived on this street. So why does he feel he must change this neighborhood with more 3-story structures? Evelyn Bryan. And she has pictures about the temporary power pole that's still standing. There's no one cares if it falls down, hits someone. And that's what I have.
Thank you. Anyone else opposed or undecided? Inspector Paul, Counsel? Mr. Duca?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record,
Why
Jay
not?
Duca,
Second, Counsel.
for the record, Jay Duca, Director of Inspectional Services. As you know, the multi-unit buildings require site plan review from the planning board. The planning board looks to waive site plan review for small projects, especially those with 3 units. They seek out my comments when they're waiving these, and I just want to let the board know that I would be in support of waiving site plan review. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to add something. Now that I know that 62 Grenwall Road, I don't understand about waiving site plan in this. If there's more than 3 units, it needs site plan review. And if they are going to approve it, I mean, that's another opportunity for the neighbors. And like, would that mean it would not have to go to planning, Mr. Duca?
The planning board has the option of waiving site plan review if it's a small project and it's not required.
I just don't like the sideway buildings. This reminds me of Cleverly Court. This is almost like exactly like down in Cleverly. And it's just squeezing them in because that's how the lot. There's a lot of lots in Quincy that are long. And again, this is back to the moratorium. I actually left Councilor Palmucci a voicemail today saying, Councilor Palmucci, I saw that Town Hill is on this. I realized you did the moratorium. I'm assuming you're against it. If that's not your position, give me a call back. He didn't call me back. He's not one that really calls me. Let me just say that though. So, but honestly, this is something where it's very dense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a smaller project, I would be in favor of, but not this large. Thank you.
Thank you. Oswald? Call up our hearing closed. The way it's built, I think it's a nice project for that lot. That's a big lot. It goes all the way back to it. And the way it's designed, I think it's really nice. And I know he builds nice stuff. That's, I'd just like to, he does put in those other things and the architecture to the building that makes it look nice on the neighbor. So seeing all that, Mr. Farrell, I would go in favor. I think it's minimal is what he's asking for, what he built.
The one I had to say is that the street's in terrible shape.
Oh, the street's brutal.
Absolutely terrible,
Street's
terrible shape. I would be afraid to build this here because I would afraid of never be able to sell that street, and that's not my decision. I'll be voting in favor.
The profile on the front of the street gives us the appearance of a single-family home, which I like to see. If I was just driving downtown, because you go so slow on the street anyway, yeah, look at everything. I'll be voting in favor.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I wasn't trying to come up with the right word. I'll go with, it was a very clever, attractive plan. I found it to be, unique and caught my eye. Long lot, a lot of cushion on the sides, and I understand that the woman who wrote the letter, the times have changed, and I get it. But I think it's been tastefully done, and I would be in favor of it.
Agreed.
Have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, matter Z 17-22, John J. Farrell for a variance to construct a three-unit, three-story residential structure on premises number 36 Town Hill Street, Quincy. I make a motion to vote the variance.
Second
And
it?
keeping with the items that were written to the record
To the record.
from DPW.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Counselor.
Gentlemen? Yeah, oh, no.
Case number